Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be showing you guys this look using all of my most expensive makeup in my collection. So if you'd like to see that, keep on watching. So I'm going to start with primer. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage. I'm going to tell you guys a couple of the parameters for this. I don't know if you want to call it a challenge or what, as I was picking out these products. So I picked out products that would be the most expensive. That does not mean these are my favorite products, okay? You'll see a couple of them actually are not ones I even like, but were the most expensive, which is always a bummer when that happens. Just because these products are valued at or cost this price does not mean I spent that much money, okay? You guys know I love to coupon, I love to collect my Ulta points, I love to save $1, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. So just because it says down here what the cost is of a certain item, most of these I did not pay full price. So I'm telling you the value of the items, but that's not necessarily what I spent. So for foundation, I actually had two that were paired for the most expensive. I had the Tarte Face Tape and also the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and use that one today. They're both the same price, just because I know I've used the Face Tape before on another video. There's a couple items too that my collection is small enough that I don't have that many options, so they're drugstore or cheaper just because. For example, this color corrector, it's the only one I have, so by no means was this expensive. It got it on Wish for probably like $1 or something like that, but it's all I have. So this foundation is one of the two most expensive foundations I have. A very little bit goes a long way though, I will say, for that price point. It does not lie when it says it's full coverage. And I actually love this foundation. I don't use it that much because I find when I use it consistently, like every day when we're going to work and things like that, I find that I start to get more breakouts, and I don't need any help with that right now. So I think it does kind of clog my pores a bit, but I can usually get away with wearing it 1-2 days okay and not break out. So I just have to be careful with the frequency. I'm not sure what it is with the formula that my skin doesn't agree with. And with full coverage foundations like this that are very thick, again, I don't want it to look cakey. I still want it to look like skin. So I try to just use a little amount and spread it out so that it is full coverage, but it also still looks like skin and not cakey makeup. Should also tell you guys, I did not include in the final amount of this the cost of the actual tools and applicators I'm using in today's video. I would say probably none of my brushes or sponges are more than $10 or $15 a piece. And again, I usually don't pay that. I get a sale. For example, this sponge I've been using is a NYX one, and I clearly remember that this was free. Like, I spent whatever dollar amount at Ulta, usually it's like $10 or $15 they want you to spend on a specific brand. I don't remember what I got from NYX, but something I wanted that I paid for, and I got this free. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So most expensive, actually a product I like. Next, I'm going to move on to the brows. So for the brows, I'm using the NYX Fill and Fluff. If you haven't seen it yet, there is a hilarious video I uploaded last week, and it is a full face of makeup I hate. This is actually in that video, and it's not expensive, okay? But I, again, have limited brow products, actually. So this is one that I don't have really any expensive choices to show you guys from. And you can probably figure out from what I just said that I don't like this product, even though it's my most expensive product. Expensive does not always mean the best quality or that it will work out for everyone. So if you want to see the reasons I don't like this product, I will leave that video below. Please understand too, guys, I know this isn't like a luxury makeup video, that's why I didn't title that. I am not going to be throwing out any Tom Ford or Dior or Pat McGrath. Listen, if you are new to my channel, I am a teacher for a living, and I'm just not going to be dropping $100 some on a singular product. I'm just never going to do that. I don't see myself ever being a person to do that unless something were to drastically change with my salary or lifestyle that would make it to where that wasn't a financial burden or stupid choice, or if it was like sent to me in PR or something, that would be different. But at this point, no way. So nothing like that is going to be included in this video. I feel like that's pretty realistic for some people. I almost used the brush that I hate. Ugh. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty realistic for a lot of people though, with what I just said about like the full-blown luxury stuff. I mean, I know you're paying for it to say Chanel or whatever, but a lot of the reviews I've seen of that luxury makeup anyway, a lot of people say, you know, yeah, you're paying for the name, but the product either people don't even like, or if they love it, they're like, well, I love it, but you probably could find something similar at a lower price point. So I don't feel I'm missing out on anything by not getting those. Now, I do think sometimes there's a big quality difference between drugstore and kind of mid-level brands, and what I mean by mid-level would be like Tarte, Urban Decay, Too Faced. You know, you'll see a lot of that kind of stuff in this video. I think there can be a difference between those and things like Maybelline, NYX, L'Oreal, Revlon. That's just my personal opinion, but there's still sometimes can be stuff at the drugstore that is better than those mid-range stuff. It just depends on the products and not necessarily the price points. So it's kind of why I thought it would be fun to mix in a video of all of my most expensive products, because I know that that does not mean a full face of good quality makeup or low quality makeup for that matter. Now I am priming my eyelids, and this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. It's a great example. I like this a lot. It reminds me formula-wise a lot of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. The only reason I like this one better is because it comes with an actual little wand on it. The Wet n Wild one is a tube like this, but you just have to like squeeze it out in your finger or on a brush. It doesn't come with an applicator, so I do like this one better for that reason. Here's what it looks like in the component in case you are interested in seeing that. And again, for brow gel, I only have one in my entire collection. And this is the Essence Brow Gel, and this is also in my video of products I hate. So if you'd like to see why, check out that video below. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up some of the complexion. My most expensive bronzer is the Hoola Benefit. See, here's another example, you guys. I didn't buy this. This was my birthday month gift from Ulta. Who knows what year? I think last year. But I didn't pay anything for this, which I love when that happens and you get that free birthday gift and you're like, ooh, I get to try something expensive that maybe I was interested in but not willing to pay the price point. And honestly, I would say it's okay. It's not my favorite bronzer. It's not my least favorite bronzer. It just seems a little deep maybe for me in my opinion, so maybe it'll be better in the summer for me. I think they have one called the Hoola Light, which I think it's called Light because of the shade and not the size, because this is kind of a little baby mini size too, if you can't tell. But I'm not 100% on that. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Is the Hoola Light like a lighter shade that might be less deep and work better for me? Because if so, I might be interested in testing that one out. I'm going to take a little on an E62. Just do a teensy little nose contour today. Kind of excited to be doing my makeup today because yesterday I was just feeling super quarantine, you know, super like, I'm stuck in my house, I haven't seen my friends, I can't go anywhere, just like hating it. So I texted a couple of my friends and was like, hey, would you be interested in doing like a video chat or something like that? Just because, like, obviously you can text people, but there's just something different about talking in person, in my opinion. And I like to talk in person more than to text. So I have 2 different friends that I have like specific times of scheduled video calls today that I was like, oh, that'll be good. Like, I'll do my makeup, I'll film my video, I'll have a little conference call. I mean, it's purely social, but it's funny how just having that set time makes you so much more motivated to do other things. I will say with this foundation too, it settles pretty quick if you don't thin it out. Like I said, if you don't use a little and put it all over your face to thin it out, it can get kind of cakey in areas, and if it gets cakey, it can settle into your fine lines. I was noticing a little bit over here already, so I'm trying to pat that out. I don't really need to set my entire face with this foundation. It's a really matte foundation as it is, but I'm going to take a little bit just in the areas I get oily throughout the day to set, just try to help that. And again, this is one of those products, I don't have that many setting powders, so I don't have a really expensive one per se. This is the Coty Airspun, also one of my least favorite products, you guys. Funny how the most expensive ones were in that video. Although I will say all 3 of the ones I've mentioned so far that were in that products I hate video are only in this video because I have limited options, and that would be the brow gel, the setting powder, and the brow products themselves. I really would like to try the Laura Mercier powder. I hear people talk about it all the time. Alright, my most expensive blush is, of course, the NARS blush. I remember when I was in, I think I was in high school, maybe I was in college, home for the summer or something like that, but I was getting a magazine subscription to, like, I don't know if it was like Cosmo or 17 or some magazine like that though, and they actually sometimes had product samples in the magazine, and they had a sample of this blush in there, and I mean, I know I didn't even have a teaching job yet because it was something that was like, I never bought anything that was even mid-range brand-wise until I had a job. Everything had to be drugstore because that's the only financial option there was. So I remember trying that sample and being like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love this. And I remember going and looking it up online and being like, okay, I need to know how much this is. I really like it. I want it. And I remember being like, okay, that's just not gonna happen because it was so expensive. And so when I finally got my job and, you know, later on got my Ulta Rewards card and things like that, one of the first things I got was this blush because it's stunning. It's stunning! And even now, it barely looks like I've used it because I pretty much just save it for like special occasions because this is my nicest, most expensive blush. And I love it. I have not found anything that is cheaper that is like a good dupe of this. Everything else seems to have like differences to me. They're not the same as this. And I love this blush. If I haven't said enough times already. Guys, I even slide her back into her little container every time because I want her to get damaged. So I just let her live in her original box and packaging. Alright, I think it's time for the eyes. So this is one of the few products that I did pay full price for, and I had to save for like 6 months and put back $10 to $15 at a time where I could because I really wanted this. This is also the first thing I ever tried from this brand. So this is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and this is of course Blood Sugar. So if you've never experienced this palette, it's massive. I I mean, here's my head. Here's the palette. It's huge. It's so big that when you pull it out, it's the only palette I think I have like this. I don't even know if others exist. It has buckles on it in the front here. I'm sure a lot of you, if you're into makeup, you've seen this 1,000 times because it blew up the internet. But some of you may just be watching because you're awesome and support me. And so I want to show you guys if you're not familiar. So there's a mirror in the top and it's like a trunk of eyeshadow. There's so many, but it's called Blood Sugar because there are a lot of reddish shades, pinkish, purplish, but there's also some nudes and golds and browns and things like that in there. I can't tell you the last time I used this palette. I truly don't know. I think before I moved, because again, I try to save this for like special occasions because it was so stinking expensive. I think I'm gonna start with Sugarcane up here, just as a nice little transition shade in the crease to get us going. It started here. I know it might seem like I was doing stuff in kind of a funky order, but that eyeshadow primer takes a bit of time to dry, in my opinion. It works really well, but I wanted to give it time to fully dry so that this eyeshadow wasn't sticking to it and not blending and being weird. I've had that happen before when I don't let it fully dry. I wish I could poll you guys to see if you think I should do more of like a hot pink look or like a brown neutral look. And I'm just not sure. Okay, I think I'm gonna go slightly more neutral. So I am gonna go ahead and take out Intravenous. I don't know if that's how you say it. This dark brown shade here on the edge. Put that on my outer V of the eye. I'm really gonna smoke it out and go out kind of far. It's a unique brown because I do think it has some like reddish undertones to it. I don't know if you guys are picking that up on camera or not. Alright, I know that's not fully blended, but I'm going to put other colors there. And I'm trying to like create a guide for my winged liner a little bit there. That's why it's at an angle. And you can kind of see it already just with one shadow there on the outside gave me more of like a cat eye lifted look. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with Cake Mix. It's right next to that shade that I used first as a transition shade, and I was using my Wet n Wild crease brush. I'm switching over now to my Morphe M433. Alright, next I'm going to go with my M166, and I'm going to go in this gold shade Donor up here. I'm using this brush because it's more of a packing brush and I really want to concentrate this color on the lid. I do want it to pack a little bit more punch, so I am going to spray it with my setting spray just to try to give it a little bit more of an oomph. If you didn't hear my Ohioan accent coming out before, you definitely heard it in the vowel of that oomph. Yeah, that's making it look much more foiled the way I want. Okay, then I'm going to kind of match what I did on the top on the bottom here. So I'm going back into Intravenous and I'm using an M410. This is a little flat brush. And I'm just going to go underneath here on the outer third of the eye and connect. Putting shadow on the lower lash line this way just really helps it look smokier and a bit more cohesive in my opinion. I'm mixing on the same brush Cake Mix and Sugarcane for the rest of the under eye. I'm going to try to put a little Donor on there too. Sometimes it's hard to get those foiled shades, I think, to show up on the lower lash line. I'm not doing Donor underneath the whole lash line either, just on top of Cake Mix and Sugarcane in the inner third. So those are the eyes with Blood Sugar. I love this palette so much. I'm not going to do anything to the inner corner brow bone because we're going to do that with highlighter later. Alright, next is eyeliner, and I'm using the Eyeko London Black Magic Liquid Eyeliner and Wide Lash. Okay, eyeliner's on. That was a bit of a struggle because this is really low, and I was like, Oh, I almost thought I was gonna have to switch to another one because it was coming out so poorly. So I think it is time to retire her. She was my most expensive in my collection, but I can't get enough product out that it's worth the struggle. So she's done. All right, I am going to go in with my setting spray next. This is the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Setting Spray. And it's watermelon scented. I was shaking it because it specifically says shake vigorously for 5 seconds. This spray is interesting because I feel like I have to get really close to my face because it is such a fine mist that I feel like it's not even hitting my face. But then I also have to be careful not to get too much because it's called Do You because it's a fresh glow, like dewy setting spray. And I have an oily complexion and I don't want that much dew on my skin. So what I'm saying, it's a real fine line between not enough and too much with that one. Next, I'm going to go with mascara. This is the Monsieur Big from Lancome. And I have mixed feelings about this mascara. Okay, so now that I have one eye done and one not, I'm going to tell you why if you have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings because this eye has the mascara on it. This one does not. So it's with and without. So I actually like how the mascara looks. I don't really have too many issues with the length on my eyelashes, but I do think this helps to separate my lashes, so it helps them look more, have more volume. My thing I don't like about this mascara is it is so awful to try to remove. It's not waterproof, but you would think it is with how hard it is to get off. So maybe that's a plus in your book, but I do not like it when at night I can't get it off and it's like raccoon eyes for days, and I'm not just using water either. I'm using an actual cleanser and makeup remover for eye makeup and it's not coming off. So that's going to be fun to deal with later, but you know what? I'm going to do it for you guys. Alright, I'm not going to do lashes today. I only own 3 brands of lashes anyway. They're either Kiss lashes, Ardell lashes, or Allure lashes. None of those are really that expensive anyway. And if I were going to use a pair, I think the Allure are the most expensive, but I think that's just because it's like a big pack of a set of them. They might not be the most expensive if you break it down into individual pairs of lashes. Okay, next we're going in with highlighter, and this is where this look is going to get interesting. Okay, so my most expensive highlighter is from Ofra. The reason this is going to get interesting is because it's in shade Space Baby, which I love this shade, but it's kind of blue, and the rest of this look is not blue, so this could be interesting. I'm going to take a little bit first and incorporate it into the eye look just to try to give us some sense of cohesiveness with this look. That's why I skipped the inner corner and brow bone earlier. Now, I will say it's not straight up blue. It just has like blue reflect in it. You might not be able to see the blue very well on my inner corner or brow bone, but I think you're going to be able to see it when I put it on my cheek here. Oh yeah, there's that interstellar color. You guys see that right here? There is a definite blue shift. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly don't hate it with the nude eye makeup though. It's not as bad or clashing as I thought it would be. It's kind of the fun thing about these videos where you do makeup I hate the most, or my cheapest, or most expensive, or whatever too, is the fact that because it's a challenge, whatever's most expensive, you have to use that. So these are sometimes things I'm finding in these challenges that are items that I wouldn't have normally chosen to put them together, to pair them together for a look with like this highlighter with these eyes, for example, but I don't hate it. And therefore it makes me like re-question like, oh, well, I guess I could do that with that. And it honestly looks good and I like it. Right, finally, I'm tired in this journey. You are too. Thank you for sticking around if you've made it this far. I'm going in with my most expensive lip. I have a lot of these, so I could have used any shade. This is Fully Nude. This is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics as well. This is the most expensive liquid lipstick or lip item I own. It is one of my favorites. Number one, I can do my entire lips in one dunk of the product. I don't have to go back in. And number two, it just dries down to a really comfortable level. I might regret this decision, but I think I'm going to tap a little bit of that highlighter onto my lips. Just make it a little more cohesive and give it a little something extra in the middle. I like that extra little iridescence on the lips there. Yeah, so this is the final look. Well, that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like it, give a thumbs up. That helps YouTube circulate the video and recommend it to others, telling them that it's a good video that people will enjoy. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. I am only 7 subscribers away from getting to paint my boyfriend Wesley's nails, and I need that in my life. Please give that to me, you guys, in my life. That was our deal. When I hit 100 subscribers, I could paint his nails, and I was already asking him this morning what color we're gonna do them. So help me out with that. If you're new here, I upload every Sunday and Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day, guys.